Hello, it's Treasure Chest Tuesday, and this is our time to gather support, wisdom, love, and clarity from our guidance collective for the treasure chest of you. I'm Susan Taylor Shire. This is Soul Mastery, and each week I give you this beautiful pulsation of what is coming through my heart, through my guidance, and connected to all of your guidance for this week. And it is an historic week that we will remember for a long time. This is March, and we are in the middle of what we're calling a global pandemic due to a virus. And that virus has much to do with fear as it does with the physical infection of the body. So I want to bring more to you about this time, just so you know what this Treasure Chest Tuesday is going to be about dominantly. I did do a webinar last week, and that is on my site and my Soul Mastery page on Facebook for you to see. If you were not able to hear that last week, I had lots to say then and more to say now. The wisdom of the ancient ages of the Akashic Record field and all the beings are prolific. So this feels like an incredibly huge time because it is. I actually am going to be reading a few notes, looking at notes, because I have so much to share that I can't possibly try to remember it all, things that have come to me in the last few days. So it is true, we have never been here before. Collectively, we have had crazy times, chaos, particularly for those who are under 40. There isn't quite a memory of this kind of incident. We've had wars in the world. We've had past lives that have been huge and harsh, but not something so collective. Why is that? Because it is a global phenomena, and we're aware of the global phenomena. Now, the beauty of this is for most of us listening to this, we can feel that sense of global phenomena. This is a beautiful unifying field that has emerged because we are all in this together, and we're getting to feel what that feels like to have a collective that is together in something. Now, you could say, well, we're together in fear, we're together in trying to get rid of a virus, but really, you know and I know that it's much deeper than that. It's a time to truly trust that there's a larger pattern going on. And yes, there are going to be times where we feel very weird and a little bit crazy and fearful and not understanding what's going on. That's normal and natural because our patterns are being disrupted. Our daily patterns, our ways of thinking, our ways of being are being disrupted. That's a great thing, but it takes a little bit of shifting. We've all had to change, whether it's jobs, whether it's losing someone close to us, whether it's moving, you name it. We've all weathered the storm of change. But this is unprecedented in the largeness of this nature, and that's what we're in the midst of. And we can either help provide movement in forward for all of this, or we can just put the brakes on and say, no, this is not working for me. Yeah, some of it is not going to work for us. It's not what we so-called want. But the fact is, everything is energy. And we're learning that now, that everything is energy. And what we do personally and collectively with this pattern that's up in the world will create the new world that we are wanting to move into. So how are we creating our energy? Where is our intention? And as I said last week, if we're afraid of getting sick, that means we want to be healthy. We want to know well-being. Focus our energy on that. I want to bring greater well-being into this world. And how can I best bring greater health and well-being for the collective? For the foundation of the new world we're building, of which health and vitality and well-being are the foundation. This is a year for building foundation, yes? And if we're all, let me say it differently, if we're all feeling healthy, abundant, and robust on the inside, that is the foundation we want to build, yes? So here we are cleaning up our health. And think about how many people in the world, beyond those of us who are quite conscious, are learning about what we call the immune system. There's a lot of people that have probably never heard much about what we call the immune system and how to build that. That's fantastic. Everyone is having to look at their own personal health. Yes, a lot of it is for survival, and root chakra survival issues are up, but mostly we can say, yes, we're celebrating this foundation of health and well-being, and we're assisting others. The more vulnerable, we're celebrating those doctors and nurses and people on the front lines, and celebrating ourselves, because we are on the front line of this catalytic change because of our consciousness, and working very deliberately in our consciousness to make the change out of fear, out of survival, into taking care of our world and being able to, disrupt some of our normal patterns to feel the energy of the world moving together towards health and well-being and love. That's really what it comes down to, isn't it? In any kind of crisis, we always band together. And of course, there's this pattern that says, oh, we need to isolate. Oh, we need to socially distance, which is the old pattern that says divide and conquer. Think of it as physical distancing. Social distancing we don't need to do. We can connect with each other more and more all the time, and that's really important at this time. But the physical distancing is helpful to learn how to respect. This is what I need right now, and I'm going to take care of that and be with that, and then be alert to where other people's needs are, and be able to help where we can when we are in that place of strength and clarity within ourselves. Okay, let me take a breath and look at my notes. Okay, if everything is energy, which it is, scientifically proven by many people, we do have a say in what happens. I know this can feel like we're a time where we're out of control. They are telling us to lock down. They are telling us the economy, I'll get into in a moment, is dictating this, that, and the other. We have complete say in the matter, depending on where we put our energy and our attention, right? I can't emphasize that enough. In that sense, it is a very individual time. And as we feel into the unifying field of the collective, because we're all in this together, we can increase the intention of bringing greater love, bringing greater wisdom, knowing what to do when into the collective. And in that sense, we are truly transmuting the way we look at the world, we are in the world, and what we value most in the world. Okay, even big governments and businesses, mayors, you name it, are saying we need to listen to humanity, the people, and the people's needs. And right now that means stay quiet, take care of yourself, and wash your hands. We'll get more into that in a moment too, about the washing hands. Not that I'm a doctor by any means. Okay, the global economy, what's going on there? Yes, there's a certain recession going on, so that we can remember to understand what matters most, which is a sense of abundance of health and well-being first and foremost, and that will attract the funds that we need to assist us in all that we require for the quality of life that this health and well-being foundation generates. Okay, so that's a very, very important point. All right, so this is also leading us to bigger pieces that we're going to be looking at later down the road as well. the impact of this will be tremendously light-filled. Trust me in that. I can just feel it, and there are many talking about it as well. It may feel like a crush right now, like you're being put in a little prison cell. That's an old soul challenge that you're up against. I'm being put in a prison. I'm going to go stir crazy. Whatever it is, it's not right. I'm losing money. All of this, these are old wounds. And it's important right now to really look at the bigger picture of what is coming forward, of the light, the clarity, the greater intuition, the greater wisdom that we will gain collectively, and how to listen to that collective wisdom. Okay. Anxiety arises because there's no clear answers. And we're learning how to move forward without clear answers about where we're going and when we're going there. We don't know how long everything, for those of us who are in areas of lockdown, we don't know how long this will be for. But you know what? It's within our control. It really is up to us, because what we're trying to do is mitigate the virus's spread. So be smart. Do it so that we can move through this with grace and ease. Not get through it fast, but get through it in a way that creates what is underneath trying to be created, and then we can move forward without this threat, so to speak. Remember, there have been months and months of universal pulsations coming through, right? If it isn't a solar eclipse, it's a energetic this, that, and you name it, for the last probably 6-8 months at least. So what that has been bringing is this increase of flux of all we need to help when the old fears arise, which they are right now. Big fears are arising in us, and I described all that in my webinar last week that you can find on my webpage, that we can, or hopefully we'll be able to link it in down below, that we are, let's see, how do I want to say it? We're coming into a much bigger time with this. So the fears are up. The more that we bring in love and this greater universal pulsation, the more the fears that don't fit with that are up, and that's what's up right now. Our various anxieties, which are unique to each one of us. Do not discard them. Do not say, I'm not supposed to be afraid. Do not say, I'm not going to get the virus. I'm cool. It's about what fear is rising in us so that we can really take care of that and be the greater light that is moving us forward, in fact, through this for sure. And because we are connected to a global fear going on, we can assist right now. This is a huge contribution. Your consciousness is a huge contribution to the pattern of this world and its change. Okay. So we are what I would call spiritual alchemists. Okay, spiritual alchemists. So in any moment that you feel that you're spinning out or going, what the hey, or you're kidding, another closing, etc., ask yourself, what are 3 things that I can control right now, that I'm in command of right now? And utilize that. First one is obviously breathing. You can also control through you, command through you, the flow of spirit. You can do that right now. You can bring that into your heart. What you know through your meditation, anything you've done spiritually, you can just bring that flow in. And we're going to do a quick meditation in a moment to help you with that. So when you spin out, you go, oh, I can come right back to that easily. And you can repeat, may the fear and illness agenda be dismantled quickly with cooperation and love. And that's all that's being asked of us right now. Our cooperation, our care of those who need it, our care of ourselves, the love that we can bring in right now to help us move through this that is needed to bring greater health and well-being to the planet. Okay. I want you to also feel when you're feeling what's going to happen to me, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Take yourself out of your personal place, move into your sacred heart space. And when you're in that sacred heart space, which is the space behind the physical heart, when you are in that space and you can feel that, you can feel the unified field of the world where we all are together in this. And I'm bringing that energy in for us right now to be able to feel that unified field. And this is part of what we talk about. We want to be unified. We want to be in harmony. We want to be in oneness. We are generating that through this time together. More of a perception of that field and of that world that we are having an impact on. This is your contribution right now. It's fabulous. Don't wait until you are a psychic or supreme healer or something like that. You are contributing right now. Okay. Be compassionate with others when they're feeling fear. As you can imagine, people will be coming to us as a steady anchor for safety, a sense of security and love, and knowing that all is well. So don't judge other people when they're in their fears. You are in your fears sometimes. I'm in my fears, of course, sometimes. Don't judge them. Be compassionate and understanding, and just be there to listen. Don't try to fix it, but you can say to them, I have a larger perspective, which is this is working out, and I'm willing to be compassionate, cooperative, and loving around the whole thing. And yes, I have my fears too, and you can say that to people. But your calm presence will transmute fears for people. So this is a survival issue for sure. I'm getting there. I know there's a lot I'm saying. So for those of you who have not wanted to be in a body, who have lived more in the ethers than on this plane, this is a time to get embodied and not be afraid of the power of doing that in your first and second chakra, where you want to thrive and flourish and be available to a greater sense of wholeness. Okay. So what we are doing is, as you know, I'm sure everyone's talking about this, not just me. It's a time to slow down, be with yourself, really honor your body and your contribution to your body, and especially to filling that sacred heart with abundance. We are the catalyst for change. Our capacity to move out of comfort zones and be available to the larger picture is so important, whether we're in the grocery store from time to time or we're just sitting quietly at home. This is a collective sacrifice for the greater good. So it feels like things are being taken from us, whether it relates to jobs or our work for a while, etc. It can feel like something is being taken from us, but it's not. It's not being taken from us at all. We are giving ourselves to a greater cause, and isn't that what we came for? So that will bring a sense of light and levity when we're willing to do that. Okay, so let's do a quick little meditation for everyone. What I want you to do is put your attention on your beautiful sacred heart, that space behind your physical heart. The physical heart holds emotions of fear. The sacred heart does not. And I want you to imagine a star in your sacred heart. Just imagine that. That star is a star of light that wishes to be stronger, brighter, more filled with love than any fear that comes up in your emotional heart and in the rest of your body. Your throat and chest right now are very important, and your head, because this is where a lot of the viral symptoms are showing up. So really bring that star into not only your sacred heart, but your upper body to bring light into that immune system, as I described it in the webinar, that immune system of the thymus in this whole area, bringing that star of light in. Take a moment to take a breath and breathe that in as love, as light, as a unified field within you, where everything in your body can come to focus and rest in this beautiful star. The star of light that is available in every cell in the universe, and yes, in every cell in our body. Now, as you hold that star within you, breathe it down into your abdomen, that lower place of life force, your first, second, and third chakras, bringing that light in as a star, a big star. You can just imagine it tattooed on your abdomen. Feel that this star of light is bringing greater clarity, wisdom, health, and well-being. Since we know so much starts in our intestinal realm and our capacity to digest everything that is coming through, bring that star to help you to digest all that's going on right now. And then as you bring that star back into your heart space, I want you to imagine, as you can right now, everyone in the world taking supreme care of their health. Feel everyone in the world concerned with love for their own well-being, health, and inner abundance. Feel and sense and see everyone washing their hands as a ritual of connection to that beautiful state of health and well-being. That for every time you wash your hands, you are doing a ritual of connection to health and well-being throughout our planet. And call it a ceremony to increased life as you release all that does not support life abundance when you are washing your hands. This beautiful ritual will contribute. Remember, a physical birth sometimes can be a bit challenging. We are in a birthing process, and it takes some patience and stamina. I was reminded the other day of, I just want to say this story real quickly so you have a visual of what we're working with as it relates to patience. When you learn to drive a car, you were like, yes, I'm getting in that car. I'm moving forward with freedom. Yes, I'm going to be in command of my life and be able to go where I want to go. But remember driver's ed? You had to go 4 feet here, stop sign there, yellow light here, follow the rules, do it this way, do it that way. Before you could gain the freedom to fly, as you saw it, you had to take certain steps patiently, deliberately, with practice for this whole new way of being, yes? To be that free and to be more in the world. So think of this as a ritual of bringing greater freedom, joyful freedom, into the world with a foundation of health and well-being collectively that is going to help move us forward to the bigger challenges of climate change. But that's for another time. This is what we're doing now, creating this ritual when we wash our hands, when we think of the unified field, when we bring that star within us. And we are birthing a whole new way of being: collaboration, community, cooperation, creativity, as one interconnected family. Ask yourself in each moment and each day, how can I contribute to collaboration, community, cooperation, and creativity for this one interconnected family that I am blessed to be a part of. Blessings to you, each one in this journey that we are on together. All the best to you and your family and your health and well-being, and to our beautiful family of souls together in this as always. Thank you for your time, energy, and contribution to this global movement into greater light and health and well-being. With my love to each one of you.